frenemy, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Frenemy, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Frenemy, enemy. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. Today I'm doing paid review 21QA110, and I'll just do a quick wristwatch check. Rolex Explorer 2 42mm Polar. There we go. Okay, dear Archie / Paul, I'm Michael from the UK. Love your stuff and looking for your advice on my current collection. I'd also welcome your thoughts on what you think will be the final piece to my collection for some time. New baby expenses are coming later this year. 100 US in your PayPal, same email address as this letter. I started my watch habit addiction in 2018. That sounds good. Just going to put stronger glasses on. The font is small. The fontus. With an Omega Seamaster, see picture, mainly to smarten up wearing a suit at work. I quickly got the watch bug and started looking for a 30th birthday milestone piece. I went with a Rolex Explorer 1 214270 2019. I got it knowing it would be a good long-term investment. The recent discontinuance will of course help that. Last year I got the Tudor Black Bay 58, looking for something more casual. I got it on the Tudor NATO, easily my favorite and most worn out of the collection. Last year I decided to pull the trigger on a chronograph, mainly after listening to you and others call out how a man on the moon is. I got this in November 2020. Just before lockdown here in the UK, and managed a 22% discount from an AD. Knowing a new version would be imminent, intention is to keep this for my newborn nephew as a 21st birthday present. Okay, I'd like to think a speedy for your birth year would be a nice touch, especially with bracelet locked away and won't be used till then. Lastly, a few months back I picked up a vintage Constellation 163.005 Paipan. Wanted a dress watch and change it up from all black dial collection. My holy grail is the Rolex GMT Pepsi. These pieces are insane for new and personally prefer the older versions. My question is, I've got an eye on reference 16710, and I want your advice on whether I should invest right now. I believe the 16710 was made from 89 to the early 2000s. Which one would you recommend, if any, within that period of time? As I know there's a lot of debate on this topic. Lastly, with current prices, 10,000 to 13,000 pounds, is it a worthwhile long-term investment, even this price, or is it worth holding on 6 to 12 months to see if the prices dip? Okie dokie. So this is Michael from London, indeed there. Yeah. So there we go, indeed there. Very interesting email from this guy here, very much an enthusiast. He's gone into the hobby and he's fallen in love. This is what does happen. I got to tell you, this happens a fair bit. And what can I say? It is how it goes. I'm just trying to double check something. I gotta be honest with you, falling into the hobby's a lot worse things you could spend your money on than wrist watches. That's exactly right. There are worse things you could spend your money. Oh, that's the problem. He's got 2 S's in his last name. Who the hell does that? Okay, so let's have a look here. Okie dokie. Yes, you've got the moon watch. Ooh, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I think let's have a quick rundown on what he's got, and let's see here. So, firstly, he's got the Omega Seamaster, black dial, automatic. I gotta say, what a beautiful, beautiful watch. Absolutely love it. It's a nice diver. He's got the black the dial, the flat dial instead of the wavy dial. I think it looks beautiful. I don't hate the wave dial, but this is quite a nice watch indeed. There, I think it is a beautiful watch. Absolutely beautiful. Then we've got a Explorer 1. This is the beauty. This is a very beautiful 39 mil Explorer 1. That is absolute perfection. Beautiful modern size. That's a great watch to have there. I think the Explorer 1, you've picked what that was luck. I've got a Milgauss. I love my Milgauss. There's nothing like a wind and wear. In hindsight, if I would have known that they were discontinuing the 39, I'd prefer to have the 39. But hey, yeah, you make the decision the best at the time. Sometimes you come up trumps, and he definitely has come up trumps. So good on him for that. That's for sure. Now he's got a Tudor Black Bay. I gotta say, you know what? I got the 41 mil. And I think it's too big. It's not so much the diameter, it's the height. It's a really chunky monkey. So I reckon the 58 is probably the sweet spot. It's a discount diver. Every man needs a discount diver, but it is a very cool watch. I don't have any problems with people having a discount diver in the range. It's beautiful. Now you could say maybe it's doubling up a bit because we've got the Omega Seameister. What do I think there? Is it a bit too top heavy? Phew, that is a tricky dicky one. Is it too much? No. I think it's okay. I think he's okay with that. It is a beautiful watch there. It is really beautiful. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW. I don't really have any problems with a Tudor Black Bay 58. I think it's a beautiful watch. I would have got it on a bracelet. Always buy them on a bracelet and buy an optional NATO. But it is a very cool watch. So we've got a really cool Seamaster, Explorer 239. That's the creme de la creme. And then we've got a Tudor Black Bay. Nice 3-piece combo. Then we've got a Man on the Moon, which I think is a special. Everyone, I reckon that's really a fantastic watch. Big box. I love the big box. That's a you can't argue with that. So we've got 2 Omegas, a Rolex, and a Tudor. That's like 2 Rolex House, 2 Omegas. Then we just keep going there, and he says, then we've got a, I just got mine before lockdown in London, 22% discount from, okay, Now, I don't know about, he wants to give this to his nephew. Now, look, you've got your own baby. Your own baby's coming. I would give it to your own kid. You can't give it to your nephew unless you're made of money. And I've got to be honest with you, I don't think you are. Looking at this collection, it's a middle class collection, but it's not super rich. So I would forget that silly idea of giving your watches away. That's stupid, 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 stupid. So I would ignore that idea. Definitely ignore that. Keep it for your own kid or keep it for yourself. Then you bought a vintage pie pan. Gotta be, look, I think as a vintage watch goes, it's a beautiful Omega. I don't know, what's it? I'd like to see the back of it. Is it a capped one? Is it solid gold? What is this? What is this? What is this? But yep, okay, it's a vintage Omega is okay. Now, you're talking about the grails here. You're talking about GMT Pepsis. Okay. So what is my opinion on the Pepsi itself there? Okay, so look, would I buy now or in 6 to 12 months to see if prices drop? I don't think prices will drop. I have no magic crystal ball. Let me just say that. Let me pretext this. I got it completely wrong. I thought the share market was over. I invested into the share market in the middle of COVID, and I made about 20%, just over 20%. And I pulled out, I sold it, got out. And now prices have even gone further. So I got it, the timing wrong, okay? I also invested into dress Pateks, and Rolex went faster up. So I don't listen to me for advice on timing. However, my opinion is, I would say to you, if you really want a Pepsi, if you have the money now, I would buy it now. Prices seem to be getting more expensive in the future. So my advice to you, my advice would be, if you've got the money now, buy it now. If you don't have the money, well, I wouldn't be borrowing the money to get it. I'd be holding out. So my advice to you, which pre-ceramic would I go for itself there? So there's a number of Pepsis. You've got a number of references. There's GMT Masters and there's GMT Master 2s. So there's a number. My view is I would go for ceramic because they did have the chain intermediate model, which had plastic, but it was quick set. The 16750, I would probably say go for a sapphire crystal. That's the glass itself. So late 80s onwards, my advice to you would be get a nice example instead of trying to get an early one. The big thing with them is you got tritium or non-tritium. They had tritium, they had luminova, then they had super luminova. There's a few little variations there. If you're going to get a tritium one, I'd want tritium dial and hands. If you're going to get a luminova, you want the proper, I would say get a box papers, nice condition. What do I think the sweet spot? I'd actually go luminova last of the last. Okay, that's what I would do before they introduced the ceramic. So I would say from 2000 onwards, that'd be the better bet to go. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say I would prefer to go 2000 onwards? Well, before 2000, you've got a lot of issues with tritium. Is it tritium hands, tritium? So there's that mess. They're also a fair bit older, so people have swapped bits or there's more chance of that happening. So my advice I'd get a nice, beautiful example. Mid-2000s, it's only 15 years old, so you've got there's still some nice ones out there. I'd get a box paper one, not over polished. That doesn't matter if it's had a polish. I'm not anti, it doesn't have to be unpolished. Box papers, just get a nice, beautiful example. That's what I would do. I reckon the sweet spot, there's many discussions. Do you get a early one? Do you get a tritium one? Do you get then they had the crossover period where They had solid end links, but holes case. Then they had no holes case. And I think my own opinion is it doesn't matter. Just get a nice, honest example. That's the best thing. Would I wait or would I get it now? If you've got the money, I would buy it now. Watches, out of all this COVID and situation like that, they definitely have not gone down in price. So I would be saying, if you really want it, buy now whilst you've got the money. I don't think they're going to get cheaper. Mind you, I've faked up many predictions, so what would I know? But in my opinion, I don't think they're going to get cheaper. I think you have a beautiful collection, and I think the thing I love about your collection is it's a nice compact. It's not 20 pieces. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. I've got 10 as because I do YouTube as a living. But I reckon 6 pieces is a beautiful collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, then you want to add the 6 as the Pepsi. That's a beautiful collection. Forget giving pieces to your nephew. Give it to your own kids or keep it for yourself, because I got to be honest with you, life's too short to make stupid promises you cannot keep. Okay, so don't do that. As I said to you, I'd get a GMT. I reckon the sweet spot, mid-2000s, solid end link. I like the solid end link. I'd get one of those box papers. Just nice example. Look after it, cherish it. You'll love it forever. They are beautiful. So I wish you well. Thank you so much for the paid review. And guys, remember, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need paid reviews. Paid reviews really do help me stay full-time on the YouTubes. Without these paid reviews, it gets very, very hard for me to be here. Please, guys, get a paid review, $50 US. Look down in the description for how to organize one, and I will see you in the next one. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.